Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Devotional. Today we're starting a new book of the Bible. It's the book of Acts. Personally, it's one of my favorite books of the Bible. And I know I say that a lot, but this is definitely sitting up there as one of my favorites. We're also going to be doing this as our Sunday studies. This is really starting this Sunday, upcoming Sunday, taught by yours truly. And also our church as a whole is doing the Whole Word podcast with Pastor Pitts. And he's doing the book of Acts. I believe he's starting this week as well. Today I'm going to talk about just one verse in particular. It's Acts 1:8, which is an incredibly important verse throughout the Bible. Before I get into that, I wanted to kind of talk about what your final words might be. I think about this sometimes, especially working in kind of the emergency kind of response that I do. My life is sometimes at risk in different ways, and so sometimes I think about, kind of in a maybe possibly a morbid way, what my last words would be, if I would be able to kind of come up with anything eloquent, or if I would just be mumbling and bumbling like I normally do, right? But hopefully my last words would be eloquent and relevant, and I like to think that I would be in a place of mind where I can give glory and thanks to God for all that He's been for me. I think all of us would agree that if we had to give final words or final message, it'd be something that we want to be heartfelt and important and relevant, especially if we're surrounded by loved ones and friends and whatnot. The reason I ask you this, because Acts 1:8 actually gives us the last words of Jesus. And this is, the book of Acts starts with, immediately follows the Gospels. And at the end of the Gospels, Jesus is crucified, he's buried, and after 3 days he resurrects, and he's back to life. And Acts begins with Jesus is already alive, and he spends 40 days with his disciples, 40 days teaching them and spending time with them, and really reassuring them and showing them that, it says that he gives them many proofs that he is alive. And in Acts 1:8 we find that his final words before he ascends back to heaven is this: "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria to the ends of the earth." The final message that Jesus has in person for his disciples and his followers is that you're going to receive the Holy Spirit, and you will receive power when that happens, and you will become witnesses to the very ends of the earth. The teaching, or the main focus for today's devotional, is that the Holy Spirit that we find throughout the entire book of Acts, and really throughout the entire Bible, is the same Holy Spirit that we receive upon salvation. Right? If you guys remember back in our Sunday studies from the first chapter of Ephesians 1:14, it talks about, upon having believed, you are marked with a seal, which is the Holy Spirit, which is the deposit guaranteeing our salvation. That Holy Spirit that we receive upon our salvation is the same Holy Spirit that we see moving through the early church in the book of Acts. And we'll get into that. We'll see how the Holy Spirit comes at Pentecost and moves on to believers and empowers them to become witnesses and perform miracles and to face attack and persecution. That same Holy Spirit is available to us. The same Holy Spirit is residing in us because we believe. I know a lot of times it won't feel like it as believers, especially as young believers, but that's why we push you guys, that's why we push ourselves to pursue Jesus. That's how we push ourselves to read the Word and to know Him, to spend time with Him, because as we become more and more like Him, we begin to move and to act more and more like Him, like we will find in the early church. So hopefully you guys will be able to tune in and follow along with our daily devotionals and our Sunday studies. Beginning this Sunday, I'll be teaching on Acts 1 as a whole. So hopefully you guys will tune in. I'll see you guys then. As always, take care. Miss you guys. We love you guys. We'll see you. Bye. Ba da da ba da da
well. Da da da